LeBron James played for 2 months with a blasted out foot tendon. USC needs to reconsider who it asks to do background checks. And we still know precious little about the LA Rams. Good morning, I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. I am still in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I want to tell you a little bit about my accommodations, aside from the fact that they look like a prison cell. This hotel has a sign on the door that says they no longer accept convicted sexual predators. So golf clap for me, golf clap for Booking.com. Booking.com, yeah, our official sponsor for these rat trap hotels I go to. Anyway, let's talk a little LA sports. If you like being in the know about LA, clickety-clack the like button, clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. It is still a beautiful day. It is always beautiful to talk LA sports. Now, before we go through the news and notes, look at the scoreboard. Yesterday, Nneka Ogwumike missed the game for the Sparks. She has a non-COVID illness, and it cost them. They lose to Las Vegas 94-85. Nneka's sister, Chine, scored 19 points to lead LA. Meanwhile, today, the Dodgers are in Tampa Bay. 4:40 p.m. for the start time. Noah Syndergaard is 1-3 with a 5.88 ERA. Jalen Becks will start for Tampa. He is 1-2 with a 4.68 ERA. Shams Charania of The Athletic reported yesterday that LeBron James played with a torn tendon in his foot, which may require surgery. And I'm here to tell you, if you have jacked up your tendon, you are getting surgery. Don't want to play doctor per se, just saying. If you've totally shredded that tendon, you need to go under the knife, bro. Now, the original injury came in Dallas on February 26th. You might recall that was this massive comeback by the Lakers on a Sunday afternoon. Just awesome to watch. But during the game, he was caught getting in pain, and the cameras caught him saying, "I heard it pop." And you might recall he missed about a month, maybe a couple of days here or there, but claimed that he could come back because he found the LeBron James of feet. I think it's more like he found the Nick Van Exel of feet, because yes, he gutted it out and did play for about 2 months, but this LeBron James of feet told him that the other doctors that LeBron went to, no, those doctors are all wrong. Those doctors, by the way, said, you need surgery. Guess what? He really, in my arrogant little opinion, is probably going under the knife. He did need surgery. He gutted through it. And I want to tell you what that means, not just in the immediate future, but what it means in terms of how we should look at LeBron. Yes, there was talk about whether or not he's going to retire. I'm very skeptical of it. Surgery would require 2 months of downtime. He would be ready for the start of next year. But the thing that really strikes me about all this is LeBron James does in fact have a drama queen streak in him. Can't debate that. You tell that to me because LeBron James is a divisive man, you win that argument, that part of the argument. Yes, he can cause a little drama. Yes, he makes a lot of demands of front offices. Yes, he'll post things that kind of get on your nerves sometimes in social media. I've seen some people tell me about how much they don't like LeBron James. Yes, I agree. LeBron James is not necessarily the GOAT. I don't even get into the GOAT arguments. There's so many things that people say they do not like about LeBron James. But that was a Herculean effort to play 2 full months on a blasted out foot. The tendon is what attaches your muscles to your bones. So in other words, in LeBron James's foot, he just had a muscle that frankly didn't work, which means good luck running, good luck jumping, good luck pivoting, all of those things, your muscles, you can't just have a muscle just blandly just flopping around inside next to the bone, not doing anything, and still be an elite athlete. Unless, of course, you're LeBron James. Does that make him the greatest of all time? That's not my argument. I'm saying that yes, for all of the stuff that kind of gets on your nerves about LeBron James, you have to give the man respect, because even if it's begrudging respect, because playing with that level of injury, he earns at least that much of respect. That was a Herculean effort. I want to start you guys' morning off with a cute little quote. Here is a quote from USC President Carol Folt when she hired former athletic director, Mike Bohn. He demands at all times the highest level of integrity of himself, but of everyone who works around him. Are you done laughing yet? Look, guys, I want to talk a little bit about this. I've read lengthy articles, one after the other, trying to get to the bottom of what Mike Bohn's problem was over at USC. Because apparently it carried over from his past job at University of Cincinnati. And you're sitting there saying to yourself, wait, didn't anybody do a background check? Now, people are pointing a lot of fingers at Carol Folt, and I get that. But USC outsourced the search to a company called Turnkey Search. Turnkey Search did checks on 80 different candidates for the USC job. Now, why would USC go outside? Because their last 3 athletic directors were wildly bad. Pat Hayden didn't do a good job. Lynn Swann didn't do a good job. Mike Garrett was kind of like this at best, right? So they were like, well, maybe we suck at hiring athletic directors. Turns out they're not the only ones. It was only a matter of time before this stuff came out, because allegedly Mike Bohn was a bit of a turd over at the University of Cincinnati. The thing is this, he got a lifeline from USC like literally 10 days after the University of Cincinnati launched not 1, but 2 investigations into his behavior. 2. And I'm here to tell you, I'm starting to think that maybe some on-the-job predators, maybe some on-the-job jerks are just blessed with immaculate timing, right? Because if you have 2 separate investigations launched against you, you know you're on the outs. You know you need to dust off the resume. And then all of a sudden, there he is, and he's like, wait, I'm a finalist for the USC gig? Hey, honey, swing that ass over here. You know, whap. That's the way that it sounds like to me. Here are the main problems that Bohn apparently had over at University of Cincinnati. There were allegations that he was a little too touchy-feely. Yes, but I hate to say it like this because I'm not trying to downplay it. I'm not. But these things were like shoulder rubs, they were back rubs. Yeah, you're not supposed to do that. But all the stories that are coming out making it sound like he was just basically tearing off women's clothes when they just happened to walk down the hall. Like it was a Benny Hill skit. It apparently wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad. There were problems with gender pay issues, and apparently he warned some of his coworkers about being careful because you don't want to have your staff be too diverse. That doesn't sound good. So yeah, not a good situation to be in. But I want to let you know something else, because in all the stories I've read, I'm reading from USC alumni who are just beside themselves. Oh, here we go again. Once again, we're screwing up and this, that, and the other. But I got to be real with you. USC athletics is in a very good situation. Yeah, I understand why you're getting rid of Mike Bohn. I'm not arguing that you keep him. But let's not sit there and act like Lincoln Riley isn't doing that thing, and Mike Bohn played a key role in bringing him here. USC is a football school. USC is not in ashes. They were 1 win away from getting from the national championship tournament last year. USC basketball, 3 consecutive years in the NCAA tournament. Yeah, he was a bad guy. Yeah, he should be out on his rear. But USC is still better off thanks to some of his work. The Athletic compiled a list of transfer portal winners, and yes, the Trojans football team was on that list. And look, that list doesn't matter. The thing that did matter to me was that they described incoming defensive lineman Bear Alexander as one of the portal's most talented players. In other words, if he develops, he could be the guy. In other words, the difference maker. USC landed multiple difference makers on offense last year. Jordan Addison, Caleb Williams. Could Bear Alexander wind up being, say, the Jordan Addison of USC's defense? Because if that's the case, then yeah, maybe Alex Grinch does get to keep his job. Everybody wants to give their post-draft analysis, winners, losers, grades. There was this guy who had nothing better to do who went to 29 such websites and averaged the grades that the Rams got. And he gave them a 2.78 GPA, which basically makes me want to tear the remaining follicles of hair out of my scalp. Why would you do that to yourself? What the hell, what difference does it make? But the reason that I bring that up is because the Rams are the great unknown. They clearly lost a ton on defense. I acknowledge that. But in the heyday of the Rams under Sean McVay was the offensive guru. He would hire a defensive coordinator and say, you figure it out. I'm going to worry about the offense. And the offense would put up a ton of points. And LA still has tools on offense. Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford. I'm not saying that these guys are going to be a title contender. I'm saying that if you take a moment, the rest of the NFC West is kind of weakened. Are we writing off the Rams too quickly? Are we? Because here's another thing I want you to keep in mind. The Rams put a ton of draft capital for a youth infusion on defense. Now, the youth doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be good immediately. There's going to be mistakes. But they needed people who could run. They needed young people. Why is that? Because LA is going to face 5 of the top 7 rushing quarterbacks next year. Is it strategic in terms of the schedule? Maybe poach a win or two there that they weren't necessarily going to get because all these younger guys could run down some of these mobile quarterbacks. There is literally only one traditional pocket passer in the entire Rams schedule, Derek Carr. That's it. That's it. So you're going to see a lot of scrambling quarterbacks against the Rams this year. Will these young legs be able to corral a couple of them, steal a couple of wins, and get the Rams back a little bit over 500? Maybe I'm overthinking it. You tell me. James Outman, the NL Rookie of the Month in April, has really crashed in May for the Dodgers. According to people who cover the Dodgers, pitchers have adjusted against James Outman. They're going inside on his hands, and Outman hasn't made the proper adjustment to counter it yet. Something to keep in mind. We also all have dreams, even if you're Clayton Kershaw. You would think Clayton Kershaw would have these crazy, wild, magnificent dreams. You know, world peace, for all people to live in harmony. No, that's not what Clayton Kershaw dreams of. When he retires, whenever that is, he would like to play in Japan. Not only that, as a first baseman, quote, Hiroki Karuta, Kenta Maeda, they both said, anytime I want to go to play first base in Japan, I can go play first base. I think that would be so much fun, unquote. And this is why wives are important. He already acknowledges that his wife would never let him do it. If you are married, give it up for your wife. They do every so often. Have common sense. You're not perfect. You need a wife to keep your head screwed on straight. And besides that, one of the reasons that it would be a really bad idea for Clayton Kershaw to go to Japan, I just have this feeling Trevor Bauer is going to face him. Have some like Dodger memories that he never hashed out and then just drill Clayton Kershaw in the head as hard as he can. I'm just saying, it's a thought. Could happen. Elliot Friedman is a respected NHL writer, but even he needs to come correct. He went on a podcast, said the Kings might put Victor Arvidsson on the trade block in order to clear cap space. What does he base it on? Nothing. It's just him pulling something out of his rear. Look, this man, Mr. Friedman, you have a reputation to uphold. You got to do better than that. You can't just pull things out of your rear. You're Elliot Friedman. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Let me know if LeBron playing through that injury for a couple of months changes your opinion about him. Let me know what you think about the idea of first baseman Clayton Kershaw, or for that matter, USC's issues with Mike Bohn. And if you enjoyed talking LA sports, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We talk LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.